Hello my dear friends, last day of summer. It is pity, but at the same time it is nice because we're looking forward to Christmas. Yes, I can't wait. And let's speak about this rose which called marzipan. JJ, I'm really grateful to have this rose in my garden. And this is a wonderful rose to have in your garden. It says that it is hybrid tea rose by the description, but look at her bush. She doesn't grow as a hybrid tea. This is the type of hybrid tea roses I like. When they give lots of flowers, looks like floribunda to me, but it got lots and lots of buds. I was waiting to show this rose in a full kind of bloom, but because of the weather we have, it was really heavy rains, especially on this part of England. It is north part of England, and it's quite windy today, and I was thinking, let me show today just in case. For example, this flower maybe week and a half old, but if you live in the UK and especially on the North England, you know what kind of rains we had, and this one is probably 2 days old. And the smell, she got smell, not the strongest, not like for example Gertrude Jekyll or Capri, not the same, not as strong, but probably, and I can't say doesn't have smell, maybe like medium, light medium, like a fruity smell. And look at the buds, got lots of buds. I love this rose first of all for her health, especially in this end of kind of season. Most of roses have some diseases, especially black spots. With this rose, it's not the biggest issue, and very high tolerance to powder mildew, high tolerance to black spot, as you can see, and high tolerance to rust. I never seen rust on this rose, and I love the color. I really like the color. And this rose, I can't say she got the big size of blooms, but again, this rose needs a bit of time, what I think. And I'll try to add the photo from the last year, because this rose kind of plays with her color. Sometimes she's like this color, like more peachy, but last year she was like peachy with a bit of like purplish kind of, purplish colors, some very interesting like a performance in colors on this rose. That is why you kind of never know what could be the next the next bloom. This is what I like about this rose, and she's quite healthy variety. You can see the whole bush. You can't really say that it is a hybrid tea, isn't it? Very tidy bush. She keeps it quite tidy, quite prolific as well, and the flowers long lasting. And especially this location, it's quite windy in this location where this rose is. As you can see, she keeps her flowers upright. Very good variety to have in your garden if someone is interested. It is a Kordes rose. Again, JJ, thank you very much. And this is Pompanella. Pompanella as a tree rose. It is well known rose. It is a Kordes rose, very well known. And what I want to say, not many information about the tree roses, Pomponella tree rose, how she gonna look like. If someone is interested how this rose gonna look like as a tree rose, that is for your information. Again, after this heavy rain we had, she looks absolutely stunning. This rose is incredible, has incredible health, really healthy rose, one of the healthiest in my garden. I never seen on this rose powder mildew or aphids, never seen aphids on this rose. And she might have a bit of black spots at the, you know, at the bottom of her bush, but it's gonna be like end of season, maybe October time, which is okay. And look at this one. This rose has a direct sunlight, maybe afternoon time, and if it is some direct light, she could change her color a bit, which is also okay, because if you look the mixture of colors, they look beautiful, aren't they? Very, very healthy rose, very good variety to have as a tree rose, but make sure you got a space for this rose, because as you can see, she goes like more wide rather than high. That is Pomponella. There is no scent, but really healthy rose. There is tree rose Pomponella. And here, Coral Lyons rose. I want to show you the difference from the video last week. You can compare. She's still performing really good. She's still absolutely stunning rose. Also my high recommendations. And she's playing with her colors as well, which looks stunning. I've got her as a tree rose, but I wouldn't recommend to have her as a tree rose. As you can see, the shape is not really for the tree rose. But if you have her as a bush, highly recommend it. She keeps her flowers really long lasting. Sometimes I actually forget to count how many days or months she has these flowers, and she always has flowers this beautiful, bright, which goes a bit pale, but this mixture suits her very well. Very healthy foliage, very, very healthy rose as well. In the UK, this is Coral Lyons rose, I don't remember if I said that, but in the UK she's known as Coral Beauty, I think. It's a bit different name with the coral name in it, but by the breeder is Coral Lyons rose. Oh, I think it's Coral Gardens. Yes, in the UK she's known under Coral Gardens. You will never regret to have this rose in your garden. You know, every garden we have these spots which we want to, you know, just plant something and forget about that, like some space or some location in every garden. I'm so sure you have, when you want to just plant something, not for you know, smell, not for aroma, just something healthy. And there is variety to, you know, just to fill some spaces in your garden with the very healthy variety rose and long lasting, prolific. Next to her is Bright Smiles. Sorry, Bright Smiles. And Peter, I remember you said this is kind of like your type. That's why I want to show how she looks like this week, because this rose I recommend to any person, I don't know, with I I rely on this rose 500% if I recommend this rose. It is not about, again, it is not about scent or aroma, it is about health. This rose is very prolific, flowers long lasting, it's always flowering, and every wave give a bit different colors. On her first wave she was like more reddish color, on her second wave she was more yellowish. I don't know, this is I think it's 150th wave this season, because this rose is constantly blooms constantly. It's this color, as you can see, and you see the difference in colors, like when she goes a bit pale and then the new buds opened like this. She plays with her colors really beautifully. That is wonderful rose. I got her as a tree rose as well, and I don't regret. You can have her as a tree rose, you can have her as a bush. She grows, you can see, upright really well, very healthy foliage, beautiful, beautiful rose, and the name is Bright Smiles. I like the name. And this rose is just opposite the window from my kitchen, and when I cook I always look at this rose and the name, and especially for people who, you know, suffer from anxiety or depression, this rose will help you to improve your mood during the day, because when you cook you look at this rose. This is what I'm doing, and especially the name Bright Smiles, it makes me smile all the time. It is a wonderful, you can't imagine how I love this rose. And it's here, Donatella. It's another bloom, very highly scented. Oh, very highly scented rose. The new variety from Meilland. From Meilland. And it is a hybrid tea. I've seen on the comments when people say that it is not Donatella. I kind of agree with people, because when I was searching, there is another rose called Donatella, and it is a different breeder. But this rose is definitely Donatella, the new variety from Meilland, and I'll show you, because I bought it directly from Meilland. That is Donatella. And absolutely adore this rose. She tolerates very good with you know, rain. That is after heavy rain, as you can see. She is stunning, looking wonderful, beautiful, very classic hybrid tea. And when this rose opens, she doesn't open like fully, it's more like wine glass shape when she opens. Beautiful rose as well. That is Dahlias I have. Look how beautiful she is. I never knew I would love Dahlias that much. Wonderful Dahlia. You can see there's a red Leonardo on the top. Dahlia. I've got Ashley there. And I want to show you this one. That is gorgeous as a tree rose. She got a bit of black spots, but it's okay. End of season, it's fine. I'm not that worried. And you can see her. She looks absolutely beautiful as a tree rose. I would never ever think that this rose could be that beautiful as a tree rose. I tried this year and I'm so impressed. I'm so impressed. That is why if you have this rose, if you have an option to have here as a tree rose, highly recommend to have here as a tree rose. As a bush is beautiful as well. Gorgeous. Name actually says for herself. She's absolutely gorgeous. No smell, she doesn't have smell. She's not the healthiest variety, I would say. She needs some prevention. As you can see, I sprayed with the fungicide for her health support. She needs to be taken care of some diseases, but she's absolutely beautiful and stunning rose. There is another Dilly. So beautiful. She's almost black. On the camera, she's like a Bordeaux color, reddish Bordeaux. But in real, she is quite like more black color. Mightiest Claudius, also finishing. Mightiest Claudius. And let's come here, Capri. Capri is always stunning. Capri is always stunning. And the older these roses, the better the characteristics are. And with these heavy rains, look at her. She looks really nice. I call this rose the queen of the end of the season because when it comes to the end of the season, she's more beautiful. She gives more like deeper colors and the scent is richer. Oh my god, the scent. Wonderful, wonderful rose. Really beautiful rose. Capri. And this rose impressed me this year. That is a spicy perfumer. It is a Kordes rose perfume collection. She really impressed me. I didn't expect her to be that prolific and constant bloomer and keep her flowers very long. This flower, it's after heavy rain and maybe around 2 weeks old, which is okay. And after heavy rain, this rose is not in my garden. She's not very good with the direct sunlight. If it is direct sunlight, then her end of her petals becomes like how to say it, like very looks like a boiled petals. I don't know how to explain that. She's not tolerating sun really good. That is why the location should be chosen carefully with this rose, and not very good to grow in shadow areas as well. In shade areas she's not performing also very good. It should be a bit of sun, a bit of shade, maybe partial shade mostly. But she's doing really good this year. Also very strong scent. I've got her as a tree rose, but I wouldn't recommend to have her as a tree rose. You can see the shape. I mean, she's doing better, to be honest. If I look now, when I say it's not good as a tree rose, but if I look now, it's actually not bad. Maybe next year she's gonna be even better. Let's see. But I love my begonias this year. Look at that one here. Stunning begonias. It's dark color. I know this one called Switzerland. I don't remember the others. Beautiful, isn't it? I love this one. Stunning begonias. And if you remember, I showed you last week Chippendale Gold, the yellow colored Chippendale. And that is when she's finishing her bloom. She changes the color like this. Let me show you both. Like a peachy, pale peachy colors. This is how she's ending her wave. Just for your knowledge, how Chippendale Gold looks like at the end of her blooming period. And that is Rose Angun by Meilland as well. I think it is a new release. I'm not sure if it is 2023 or 2024. And if you see this rose somewhere, Angun, on the picture it's a beautiful white color rose, very classic hybrid tea, but in reality is like this. I gave this rose you know, some time to perform, but every time she's like this. I just want to kind of it's for the information. I'm not saying not to buy this rose, but I'm just sharing from my experience. This is how she looks like in my garden for, is it second or third year, I'm not sure. And I never seen this rose without, you know, these spots, or she doesn't tolerate rain or even sun. And I don't know what to do with this rose. That is why, just for your information, especially in the areas where is more rains, I wouldn't recommend this rose. Angun by Meilland. I want to show you one more rose which I really love. It's called Pompeii by Kordes. It is a miniature rose, miniature rose. She got really tiny flowers, but they're so beautiful, pale coral colors. Really nice shape of bush, very healthy rose. High rain tolerance, disease tolerance. Very good variety to plant in a pot or in the front of your garden. Beautiful rose, very prolific, as you can see. Very good, very generous with the basil shoots. Wonderful rose. Ignore these white spots, it's after them. Disease prevention. It's a fungicide. This rose, I've never seen any powdery mildew or any diseases, but I spray with the fungicide every rose as a prevention once a month. Beautiful. I really like this rose. Pompeii. No smell, it's just cute. And I want to say goodbye with this view. With the rose on your right side, bright smiles, on your left side, Coral Lyons Rose or Coral Gardens. And today is the end of summer, but it is a beginning of something else, more interesting, more adventures. That is why I wish you healthy as a Coral Lyons rose and smiley as a bright smiles. Bye bye. Thanks for today being with me and sharing these beautiful roses with you.